let me share with you kind of where we are at in the market, in my opinion. Okay.
Mhm.
Right now, I'm seeing deals that are better than anything I've seen in the last 3 years.
Mm.
And some of the reasons why is because you have in everything, you're going to have people that are really good at it and everybody else. The top 10% kill it. And so the question is, what do the people in the top 10% know that I don't know yet?
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I am your host, Hugh Edmonds. Excited to be here today. Excited about my guest. He said a phrase that I quite didn't understand. He explained it to me, and I'm sure he'll probably explain it to you more. But he said it's good to be first and it's good to be last. I think I'm gonna let him explain that. It makes total sense once he explained it for sure. So I want to introduce you all to Mr. Shiloh Lundahl. Mr. Shiloh, how you doing today, sir?
I am doing great. It's a great day, a lot of great opportunities. I'm super excited. It's 2026.
Mm.
Last year, 2025, was a tough year for a lot of people, including me, and I am just really looking forward to this upcoming year.
Absolutely. Well, I'll stand with you. Really looking forward to 2026. Me and my wife, we bought in 2025. We have what we call a gratitude jar. And so what we have done all 2025 was write little things down that we was grateful for. And so coming into the new year, 11:55, we're literally reading hundreds of things that we were grateful for in 2025 and then continue that gratitude in 2026. And so I'm with you. I'm excited about 2026. I know it's going to bring some amazing things, man. And so, listen, I want to dive right in. I want you to tell the people what your main focus is these days. Give us, if you don't mind, a little bit of an origin story of kind of how you got into real estate, how you got to where you are today. And then, if you don't mind telling us what part of the world you in. So, Mr. Shallow, so you have the floor.
So I'm in Arizona, and I started investing in real estate in 2010. And basically, I read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, and recognized the importance of having an asset. And so I bought a property in my neighborhood. I had some people that I knew that wanted to move into the neighborhood, and so I said, "Hey, if I bought this house, would you guys want to move in and rent it?" And they're like, "Yes." They would, and so they did, and that was just kind of me getting started. And then I didn't do much after that. I was listening to a lot of Dave Ramsey, kind of trying to get out of debt and things like that. Then I found that Robert Kiyosaki had some other books, and I'm like, oh, well, let me read some of those. So I was reading some of those. I read Cash Flow Quadrant, really great book, and just kind of learning more about kind of a shift in mindset from understanding assets, understanding small business, and things like that. And then I went out on my own as a therapist. I'm a licensed clinical social worker. And I provide therapy. And so I connected with some other therapists in a building, and then that building came up for sale. And so I actually purchased that building. I had a family member help me with the down payment, and then I purchased that building.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
And then after that, I connected with a buddy, and I said that I knew was a real estate investor, and I said, hey, I'm interested in doing some real estate investing. And so he's like, all right, well, let's do it. And so we just started kind of working together. This was, back in 2015, 16. And so we did some flips during those years, and it was great. I learned, my first flip, I only made like $13,000, but it was life-changing for me because, I was making maybe, I don't know, $70,000 a year at the time, and making $13,000 on a flip that I was able to do, on the side was really, life changing for me. It was like, wow, I didn't know this was an option.
Yeah.
And so that was in 2015. And then in 2016, we, did about 5 or 6 flips together, maybe 7 flips. And I made about $95,000 again on the side. I'm like, wow, this is a real thing. And then the margins for making profit got smaller and smaller, and so we were trying to specialize and learn, ways to develop a niche that would help, that would be lucrative. And so we went to a training on lease options, and we started to learn about lease options. And we found that doing lease option would make you 2 to 3 times what a flip would make you. It just takes a few years to go through that cycle. And so we were finding these properties under market value, and then we would get them, we get loans on them, and then we would put lease option buyers, tenant buyers in these properties. And we started doing that in 2017. And then we just kept doing it. Then by 2020, we had purchased, 80 houses. And then, in 2020, we purchased some mobile home parks as well. That was kind of the shiny object that we, went after for a little while. And, we made money with them, but I think that we would have done better if we just stuck with the single family homes.
Yeah.
But, we got about 250 units altogether by 2022. And then, our goal was just to have a 5-year business together to, create a business. We created one that had about $8 million of equity in about 5 years. And it was awesome. It was a great experience. We learned a lot. We split the company up, and, I kept the properties in Arizona. He kept the ones in North Carolina. And that's kind of my story of how I went from, nothing to, having hundreds of properties, and now we've sold, hundreds, but we still have about, nearly 40 single family homes. We have just ours, and then we also have about 35 with partners. I have my commercial building, which is the therapy practice that I have, and then we also, we funded the purchase of an assisted living. My wife manages a lot of the assisted living, and then we have these really cool 5 vacation rentals. We have a couple of cabins up in Arizona, in the mountains in Arizona. And then we have these 3 really amazing properties out in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
And so, I've pivoted from just buying properties to really focusing on networking and connecting with people that are doing things at a high level. And so I'll bring them to Costa Rica with me, and we host masterminds out of these properties, or people that are newer and wanting to learn. I'll bring them to Costa Rica and teach them how to start investing in real estate and do some coaching and things like that. And so that's my story.
Yeah.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Mrs. Shiloh, thank you so much. Thank you for the origin story. Thank you for walking us through, showing us where you came from to how you got to where you are now. And you said some couple of buzzwords that really connect with me. One, you talked about therapy, something that I believe in. Therapy has changed my life. Talked about Dave Ramsey. That's something that clicks here in my household. You talked about networking. You talked about high level. And so I kind of want to peek into you and learn what are some personal strategies that you use for yourself, tools that you have developed for yourself that you know help you be a businessman, but also just be the person that you are today. Like I'll give you like I have a saying, I say destiny has no wasted moments. Meaning whatever we go through in life, we pick up tools that we kind of just help us be who we are today. So what are some of the things that you have picked up through your life that kind of make you who you are today?
That's a really good question. I would say a couple things. One, um, wrestling in high school
Hmm.
probably had a huge impact on my development and mindset because wrestling is hard. There's a lot of sports that are hard, but if we want to be real, wrestling is the hardest. And
So I heard. I don't know nothing from experience, but I've definitely heard for sure. Yeah.
the idea is you can't hide anything, right? You're
Mhm.
out there on the mat with another person. And the idea is who is going to be the one to be able to control the other person, right?
Yeah.
Who's going to be the one that's able to score, that's able to, take them down,
Mm,
possibly pin the other person, and all of your training is showcased out there on the mat for everybody to
mm,
see. So what you did or didn't do
mm,
becomes obvious, right?
yeah. Mm,
And it's hard, and
mm,
you have to put everything out there, and so, and being aggressive
mm,
is I guess rewarded is I have to go hard. I have to work really, really hard at this. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
so I think taking that attitude into business has been helpful for me. Like even when I became a therapist, I'm like, okay, I really don't want to hurt anybody.
Mm,
And so I need to do a ton of learning. And so what I did early on after going through school and everything like that, and school kind of gets you I don't know, kind of ready a little bit, but
yeah.
it's after school, your own personal learning that really has a big impact. So after, getting my master's degree and starting out as a therapist, I bought a bunch of trainings by high level therapists.
Mm-hmm.
And I was learning about, a ton of things, trying to understand concepts and models better and better and better. And so I spent like thousands and thousands of dollars on training material. This is after school, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? After
Yeah.
graduating, because that was really important that I didn't hurt people. And so I needed to know how to help without hurting. And I think that the same thing with wrestling, same thing with, becoming a therapist. I threw myself into it to learn as much as I could because I needed to do well.
Mm,
I didn't want to just do okay. I wanted to do really, really well. So same thing with real estate investing. I've thrown myself into it. I've paid for coaching. I've paid for mastermind groups. I've been in a lot of mastermind groups. I've connected with people that are doing things at a high level, and I think that has helped me learn things that the average investor doesn't know. So like let me share with you kind of where we are at in the market in my opinion. Okay.
mhm,
Right now I'm seeing deals that are better than anything I've seen in the last 3 years.
mm,
And some of the reasons why is because you have in everything you're going to have people that are really good at it and everybody else, right?
mm, mhm,
So in other words, like with flipping, you're going to have, let's take 100% of the people. About half the people are not going to be great, right?
yeah.
Probably not going to make money. After a deal or two, they realize this isn't for me.
Right.
The other half are going to make money. And of that other half, you have probably 30% of them do okay.
Mm-hmm.
They do okay. Then the top 20% do well,
Mm-hmm.
but the top 10% kill it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's in, in rentals and building
Yeah. Okay.
portfolio. It's in
Yep.
flipping. It's in mobile home parks. It's in, self storage. In everything, you're going to have that top 10% that do better than everything else. I mean, that's also in probably stock investing and things like that. And so the question is, what do the people in the top 10% know that I don't know yet?
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Go figure that out. What competitive advantage do the people have in the top 10% that I don't have yet?
Yeah.
How are they in the top 10%? And then you go and you connect with people that are like that. And the more you do that, the more you naturally learn and as you're associating with them, you start doing things that they're doing. And what they're doing is leading them to be those top 10% people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what I've been doing. And like just to give you an example, you probably have heard of Henry Washington, right?
Mhm.
He's a guy with bigger pockets, and he was at a bigger pockets conference, and I just chatted with him for a minute, and I know that he does a lot of flipping, and I didn't have a lot of confidence in flipping, so I just said, "Are you making money flipping?
Mhm.
Let's be real. Are you making money
Right.
flipping?" He said,
Right.
"I
Yeah.
am."
Mm.
Like, all right, what are you doing different than everybody else?
Mm.
This is what he said: "Make my properties look better than everybody else's, and I sell them for a little bit cheaper."
Mm.
And that's how I
Mm.
do it.
Mm.
And so it was very simple. And when you look at it, you're like, yeah, that makes sense. Make your
Yeah.
properties better than everybody else's. Sell them for a little bit cheaper. You're going to be giving the greater value.
Yeah.
And so that's just an example of having one conversation with somebody that made me take what I was doing and pivot a little bit to
Yeah.
get better results. And so that's what I'm doing now. I'm trying to make my properties a little bit better than everybody else's and sell them for a little bit cheaper. And so I had a property that I just put up on the market, um, and within I think 5 or 6 days, it had a cash offer at the price point that I put out there.
Yeah.
So that was helpful. Another thing that was helpful, I teach I have meetups every month in
Yeah.
Mesa, Arizona.
Mhm.
And like a month or two ago, I had some people come to the meetup, and we were just introducing ourselves and sharing, different ideas and things like that. But one guy said, "This is what I do when I'm looking to sell a property. I put it up on Zillow, and then after it's been on Zillow for a week, I look to see how many views, and I look to see how many saves,
Mm.
and then I divide it. If the
Mm.
number of I take the number of views I take the number of saves and I divide it by the number of views. If it's less than 8%, I know that it's priced too high.
Mm.
So I adjust the price down until I get the views to the ratio to 8% or higher, and then I know it's going to sell quicker.
Mm.
So that and we asked him questions about that. He's like, "Look, I've done this for a long time. I've done the research. This is what we found, and this is what we do." You know what I mean? So it's just a
Yeah.
small thing
Absolutely.
that you learn from somebody through connection that can take your business and completely change it. So
Absolutely.
anyway, that's what I've learned.
Yeah, absolutely. Now I think for Mr. Shiloh, that's why it's important for me to ask you to kind of peek into your mindset, the tools that you've developed over the years, the strategies, personal strategies that you use Because you said, it's the littlest thing that can change the trajectory, right? You gave numbers. You talked about it. There's people that's going to be successful in real estate, people that's not going to be successful. We got the same people that's tied to the same vehicle, but what is it different that's going on? And I think some of that is involved with people's mindset, people's development, people's tenacity, people intent not intensity, consistency, discipline. Like these little things is going to help people have the extra mile to go the extra way. And you talked about it. I think the mindset, and then you talked about it, relationships. You haven't quite said relationships, but you talked about being in masterminds, asking somebody a simple question. Hey, are you making money on flips? If you are, like, what's happening? How are you doing it? And some people are not curious enough to do that. And so I want to ask you, because you talked about it, but I want to put a bow on it. I want you to talk to me about building relationships. Have relationships, building business relationships. Has it affected you in a positive way? What is your perspective on building relationships? Is it important to you? Talk to me, Mr. Shiloh, a little bit about relationships.
Personally, I would say super important. And the reason being is because there's a phrase that I like, which is you're only as good as your mastermind group. What
Huh.
that basically means is, you take people that are at your level, maybe a little bit higher if you can get into that group. And maybe they have, and it's likely they're going to have skills that you don't have and that you've had experiences that they don't have. And what happens is when you do that, when you come across a problem, the likelihood is somebody else in your group has already gone through that problem and they know the answer because they already went through it. And so there's a lot of value in being able to connect with these people. Okay,
Yep.
so let me start with. So what I have found in connecting with mastermind groups is that there's going to be people that have gone through difficulties, and you may have a difficulty that they've already gone through. So by connecting with people that are doing things at a high level, at your level or a little bit higher, the problems become a lot less big because you've already had people that have solved it. And really a problem is a problem when you don't know the answer. But when you already know the answer, it's not really a problem. You just go through the steps to get it fixed. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And so if the problem is when you don't know what those steps are, that's when it becomes a problem. When you do know what the steps are, it becomes a task.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yes,
so
sir.
um so I would say for me in my development, connecting with people that have that do things at a high level has been uh super life changing for me. Super life changing. So you want to do a couple things though. You want to read or listen to books on Audible or whatever, and start
Mm.
hearing these newer ideas and stuff like that. Because you also want something that you can offer, and then go out and work hard. You don't want to just you know follow the curtails of somebody who's doing something great and not have much to offer.
Mm.
Go and put yourself out there and learn and grow and put forth a lot of work and effort in learning
Mm.
so you can actually have something to offer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So well said, Mr. Shiloh. Listen, sir, man, I thank you so much for coming through. I thank you for sharing so many pearls of wisdom. If someone wanted to reach out to you, connect with you, collaborate with you, learn more about what you're doing, what's the best way for them to get in contact with you, sir?
Well, let me tell you that, but let me answer the question that you had at the very beginning, which was why is it good to be first? Why is it good to be last? Is that okay?
Yes. Yes. Please
Yeah,
say
because
absolutely.
we didn't get that. So what I have found is it's good to be first and it's good to be last. In other words, when a wholesaler sends out a deal or a real estate agent puts a deal on the market or whatever, um, if you can be first, if you know your market really, really well, then you can recognize what a deal is.
Mm.
Okay. They send out the deal. Hey, this is the property. Here are the pictures. Here's where it's located. If I know that market in that city really, really well, I can see immediately if the average price point is 350 and they're selling this house at 225.
Mm.
I'm like, okay, this is a really good potential deal. Let me take a look at the pictures. Oh, I'm looking at the pictures. Yeah, it probably needs about 50,000 in work, but I buy it for 225, put 50 into it. Now I'm into it 275. It's still worth 350. There's value there. right?
Yeah.
So, so it's great to be able to put in the offer, connect with the wholesaler, connect with the realtor right away, saying, "Hey, I'm interested in this property. Here's my offer." Okay. So if you can do it at the very beginning, you can be first. A lot of times you get yours accepted. Now, let's say you're seeing that property and you know what? This just doesn't fit my numbers yet. They're selling it for a little bit too high. If I could get it for, $20,000 less, this would be a deal for me. Right now, it's not a deal. If I can get it for less, it would be a deal.
Mm.
So then you send out a message to the wholesaler or realtor. Hey, I'm looking at this property. I'm interested in it. I ran my numbers. And in order for this to work out for me, I'd have to buy it here. I know that that's less than what you're looking for. So, totally understand if you don't accept it. But just kind of keep it in mind if you don't sell it. And if you need to, I'm happy to buy it at this price. I buy a lot of properties and this would work really well for me. Right. So you're either first or last is where you find a lot of those deals.
Mm.
So that's one thing I want to tell you. But if you want to connect with me, you can go to my website, which is meetshiloh.com, meetshiloh.com. On there, you have all of my social media connections, my YouTube channel, and then also it talks about my retreats on there. We do have a retreat coming up for high level investors, people that find value in connecting with other high level investors that want to build community. We have a retreat coming up in Costa Rica, I think April 20th through the 26th. We go to my 3 amazing properties out in Costa Rica. We have a great time, do fun excursions, but we just connect with each other, talk about business. We break it down. We find out ways of improving, and it's life changing for people that go out there and they just find so much value in doing it. So that's another thing. And then also, if you're newer and want to learn, I do some coaching that way as well, and you can find that out on my website as well. So that's how you can connect with me.
Listen, Mr. Shiloh, sir, thank you so much, man. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for your time. Definitely thank you for your story. Thank you for your perspective, the way you think, and bringing that thought process to this podcast. I greatly appreciate you, sir. Thanks for coming through.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So listen, y'all got the value from Mr. Shiloh. Check him out. You heard the three places in Costa Rica you want to go check him out. Please link up with him. But definitely make sure you are subscribed here because I promise you we're going to continue to bring up amazing people just like Mr. Shiloh. So, sir, thank you again. To everyone else, we'll see you on the next time.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.